Hey trendy traveler, we are back again, and on this week's show, we remember the life and times of South Africa's first black president by visiting some significant places that still holds his memories and legacies. Next up, let's tantalize your palate with some flavorsome Mexican cuisine in the heart of Jozi, Braamfontein to be specific. Then, we present to you ladies from all walks of life carrying their scars with pride and showcasing their strength and beauty beyond their circumstances through fashion and style. Enjoy! Remembering the life of Tata Nelson Mandela requires you to retrace some of his footsteps, and it made sense to start here. Number 4 Prison, also known as the Native Prison, a section of the old fort complex in Constitution Hill that was reserved for black men during apartheid times. This is where most served time for rebelling against apartheid. This prison did not just house Tata Nelson Mandela, but it was also home to prisoners such as Mahatma Gandhi, Robert Sobukwe, and students of the 1976 uprising. Today, this prison has been transformed into a museum.
This was the first prison that Nelson Mandela was actually kept. So the first time in 1956 and again 6 years down the line in 1962. So what's different is that in 1962, this was the main hospital. So that's why we have this. Then transformed into a cell section to accommodate Nelson Mandela during that time. So what also would happen, it was a huge adjustment. Now making him the only non-white prisoner to be kept onto the fort side, not even Gandhi at that time, everyone. Now, with the limestones that we have here is that now in 1970, that's when the outcry from the public with the prisoners in Robben Island, how they were. So we transformed this today into an exhibition which speaks predominantly about Nelson Mandela. So at that time, they used to work in limestone quarries where they would break these huge, massive rocks. So when they knew that the media was coming, the authorities, that's when they were transformed and then taken to a garden to work. So that's why we call it prison in the garden. So we picked up the pebbles. Why? Those are the resemblance of the limestones in Robben Island.
The conditions for prisoners confined within these walls were unpleasant.
These were actually some of the cells which were some of these prisoners kept. Now, what also would happen is that it was meant to take a proper number of 150, ended up taking up to 300. So sanitation was a huge problem. So my sister, here we are giving you the two contrasts of these prisons. Okay. Now, which was the Orford prison. Okay. So it was more or less like the Alcatraz of South Africa. It held the likes of Lydia Ngoyi, Robert Sobukwe at that time, and also the first Nobel Peace Prize, also now Chief Albert Lutuli. Now, only later, going into the late 50s, where Robben Island, it was a leprosy colony, transformed into a maximum prison, going into the late 40s, into the 50s.
My next stop was at this memorial center.
So this is a permanent exhibition on the life and time of Nelson Mandela. We curated his life story starting with his birth and ending with his death. It includes his post-presidential office.
I've seen a few pictures of Nelson Mandela, and this is not him when he was younger.
No, that's not him. That's the region of the Tembu Kingdom, Jongintaba Daliniebo. When Madiba was 12 years old, his father passed away, and Jongintaba took Madiba in. So Madiba grew up in the great place because the king of the Tembu Kingdom was quite young, and Madiba's father was instrumental in Jongintaba being selected as the region. So then Madiba grew up in the court of the Tembu Kingdom, and Jongintaba was responsible for educating Madiba. This is a school photo of Madiba. He's at the back.
I can see.
There he is. So this is one of the earliest photographs we have of Madiba. We don't have a photo of him younger than this. We've looked, but we haven't found one. Okay, so here we've got on display what we call the warrants of committal. So a lot of people don't know that Madiba was already serving a 5-year sentence. So he was arrested on the 5th of August 1962, and he was charged for leaving the country illegally and for getting workers to go on strike. So he received a 5-year sentence. So this is the document that sent him to jail for 5 years.
Okay.
And while he was serving this sentence, the Rivonia raid happened, and then the Rivonia trial. So he was brought back from prison and put on trial for sabotage. And then this one sentenced him to life. So this is for the famous Rivonia trial. Madiba liked the discipline of boxing. He thought, keeping fit and being disciplined with your health was quite important from a very young age. So he never did it professionally or amateurly. He never boxed in a match. Okay, so this is Madiba's office. He used it from 2002 until November of 2010. And we've left it more or less like how we used it on this last year. This is the archive repository. In this room we house what we call the Nelson Mandela Gifts and Awards collection. So over the years, Madiba received many gifts and awards from all over the world. And this is some of it. This isn't everything. We have a database, and I think we've got over 2,000 entries in the database of various tributes. So like somebody would name a flower after him or a star.
Tata Madiba may be gone, but his legacy lives on and celebrated through acts of good deeds.
You must always have a cup of something warm and indulge in things that are so sweet. This is why today I'm going to convince you that this time around, you don't have to do it indoors, you don't have to stay at home. You can actually leave home and go enjoy your tea in a place that is vibey, laid back, and know that's going to make you feel like Your Royal Highness. However, I'm not going to tell you all about it. I have someone who's going to spill the tea. Jeff, welcome to Trendz.
Thank you. Welcome to Just Teddy.
How did this dream come to reality? It looks beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. Well, what started as a hobby turned into a fully fledged, fired with passion business. Something that started from something so small and minute as a food market store, grew into a massive business that hosts 2 shops now in Johannesburg, one in Hyde Park and the newly built one that we opened in December right here in Nelson Mandela Square.
Okay, just give us the concept of the whole idea. What is it about? What when you're coming up with Just Teddy, what were you thinking of?
When we were thinking about this store, we wanted to extract more of the luxury. And the most important thing I think for somebody to do is to travel. And when I travel, when my family travels, we love to explore the luxuries of the world, such as the Middle East, the United Arab Emirates. So that being also Lebanese, as my family is, we merged that together and we wanted to create something that made you feel that you are in the Middle East, something that is a product of Dubai. And that's why the shop is very Middle Eastern. It's very rich, very gold, very luxurious. And you see that here. So the theme was Dubai, my favorite place on the planet.
If I leave home and it's winter, I want to come go out with my family and have a nice time, what am I going to find here at Just Teddy?
Who doesn't love a good cup of tea? We also got an amazing selection of coffee. As you said, you've just had a hard tea. While the beverage is warm, but the experience will warm your soul also. Hard tea is something that we take immense pride in doing and offering to our customers. We want you to experience the luxury of our brand and the warmth of my family. So when you come to us and have a hard tea, hopefully you'll see something different, something you haven't experienced, and something you'll take home and treasure.
I had the blue tea and I enjoyed it. It was the first time tasting something like that or drinking that kind of tea. Just tell us your selection, your type of cakes, what do you have in the food menu?
So from the hard tea, you had the halloumi, which is our Lebanese meze. It's part of the meze. From being Lebanese, meze is everything, small eats. I said, let's put it inside of a hard tea so you can nibble and experience what I'm so proud of, which is my culture. Being South Africa, it's a combination of many cultures. You must be proud of it. You had the meze on the hard tea, but you also had the sandwiches, the luxury sandwiches. So we merged the best of both worlds. You can have half and half of both of our hard tea menus as once if you are a larger group. In terms of our patisserie, we have a selection of baklava or French patisserie, and then again, it's merging both of my family's heritages, which is being Lebanese and also Parisian. We are French also. Lebanon was a French colony, and we've merged that with our business. Again, it's something that's honest and organic from my family. Our business is a reflection of who we are. We're not just a patisserie. There's not just sugar. We also have lettuce. We make salads. So we have a full cafe-style menu, breakfast, light lunches, and light dinner also. If you're on the health side, we also have a lovely selection of healthy eats, such as salads, wraps, and so forth. So we've got something for everybody.
And by the way, during winter, being outdoors is not most people's cup of tea. but this experience is worth it, I promise.
There's a new Mexican restaurant in town that just opened up in Braamfontein, Johannesburg, and it's called Loco. The decor transports you to the heart of Mexico, and the whole vibe is just fantastic.
The reason we brought up a Mexican restaurant in Braamfontein is there are a few reasons really. One is, Braamfontein's had this amazing story where it was a global story, and then we had a lot of complexity when we had Fees Must Fall. So we wanted to find a way of telling amazing stories that would make us stand out to a local audience and also be part of a narrative that allows us to be part of a global community. We thought it would be an amazing element to bring something that isn't popular or isn't really familiar with the local audience, that allows us to kind of tap into a global community and understand that they're wonderful palettes for different people.
The restaurant serves traditional Mexican cuisine with a modern twist, and the menu caters to every taste and preference. Customers can choose from a variety of flavorful dishes such as chicken tacos, quesadillas, burritos, guacamole, and nachos, among others.
Our most popular dish on the menu is the chicken quesadilla, because it's a very delicious dish. It's quick to make from the kitchen, and it's a great option to have because you've got the balance of chicken, cheese, the Mexican beans, and the Mexican spice all in one, toasted in two tortilla wraps, which is a beautiful experience. And with the weather right now, it's the most go-to dish. Our menu accommodates the winter season because we've got a lot of spice in our dishes. Mexican food always has a reputation that it's very hot and spicy, but the spice in the Mexican food is actually flavorful. So you've got a lot of warm, earthy flavors inside the food. You've got spices like paprika, cumin, and you've got chilies, a lot of dry chilies that we actually get in from Mexico. So you get a lot of warmth that comes in there, and it's wholehearted food. It's very good food. Our ambience is very contemporary Mexican. So we are trying to bring a bit of Mexico into Joburg, but also making sure that our customers still feels at home.
The restaurant offers a range of drinks and cocktails to accompany the food, creating a loving dining experience.
Everything that you get is fresh, like your avocados, your mixed peppers, everything that we do in-house. Like our tacos come very fresh pressed cabbage with sliced avocado, sweet corn, and cilantro. So basically Mexican food, most people will think it's spicy, but it's not really spicy food, but yet it's very fresh and healthy. Our taco dishes are very nice. They're actually trending now because they're mini tacos, but at the same time, when you eat it, it's filling. It's flavorful.
So today's my first time because I was hosting a work event, and I really appreciated the hospitality. The meals were very tasteful and the flavors were great, but also very light and refreshing, So I'm very happy, and I'm definitely visiting again. So there's this jalapeno something fried, crusted, whatever, and the flavors were very good. So I think now I'm a Mexican cuisine person.
We've had a wonderful evening traveling around the city, and we've ended up at Loco for dinner. And yeah, we done some starters. We're into our main course, and yeah, fantastic. Great to be in Braamfontein.
So trenders, if you're looking for an authentic Mexican culinary experience, you can go to Braam and go local.
If you like country vibes and antiques, here is the plek for you, Cowboy Town. It's a hidden gem for when you want to go back into time. But you know what? Let me not speak no further and allow Mia to tell you more about this place.
town is like a little Western themed town. It looks like it's from the 1800s. We're trying to completely recreate that feeling of how it was in the 1800s with cowboys. And there's so many unique stuff here. We've got antique shops, we've got handmade stuff, we've got things here that you won't find anywhere else. You can expect a very laid back atmosphere. It's not very uptight or anything. You can come here, you can just relax with your family, you can have something to eat, you can walk around. There's live music every weekend. So it's different people every single week. We try and give a platform for up and coming artists to share their talents with the community. So we try and give as many people as possible opportunities to promote themselves here. So you can listen to the music, you can go to different shops. We specialize in a lot of antiques, and there's really rare things here. We get a lot of, we call them bargain hunters, who come out to look for items here. And so if you really like antiques, this is really one of the places you should come and look. We've got lots of nice stuff here. It's free entrance, and it would be best to visit over a weekend or a public holiday. We always have live music on weekends, and then all the shops and restaurants also open.
Why do you come here every weekend?
I know, maybe the people, maybe the places, we just love the place.
What do you love most about this place?
The antiques.
What is the prize for?
So we had to dance, and then he called me up, and then I had to close my eyes and get a hamper, and then I didn't know where the place was, so then I asked Mia, and then she told me where the place was.
Oh wow!
And he was like, we dance amazing, so he said one of us go up, and we went.
Sometimes on a Sunday my son-in-law plays here.
Okay. Yay! I can't believe it. Yes.
Why are you guys not wearing your cowboy hats?
They flew away.
Oh, and why did you not run up to them?
We were trying to get on the horse.
Oh, okay. Okay, but how do you guys feel? How has it been so far?
It's a nice ambience.
So you guys were telling me you from Mahikeng. Did you drive all the way from Mahikeng to here?
Mahikeng is our original hometown.
Okay.
We are from Carltonville.
Yeah. So you drove all the way from Carltonville?
Yes.
Why? It's him, ne? Why?
No, because of this is a place of gold. Remember, we are all Gautengers because we all want money now. So that's why we are here. So now we are enjoying the lifestyle. We are in the bundus with the setup. Everything is nice.
This is our first time. Yes. Oh, we're loving it. It's such a nice vibe. It's cool things to see.
And I believe maybe you are having the best time of your life.
Oh, very, 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 very.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm with. I see you. You're having a cold drink, Mama.
Yeah.
You're having a great time.
Adult cold drink.
Yeah.
All right, now, TLC Animal Caregivers Charity Organization had this sport when you need to hang for 1 minute and 30 seconds to show how strong you are. Well.
Getting ready to display confidence. These women have conquered travesties and are ready to be phenomenal. A platform such as this marks a milestone for many of them, and the Supreme Queen Global Earth Africa pageant has granted them an opportunity to exude flamboyance at a high-tea event before the finals of the competition.
This platform has been created for women in business. So women in entrepreneurship, promoting entrepreneurship, also promoting that we do not exclude anyone based on race, your age, whether you are married, divorced, widowed. We include all. This pageant is also inclusive of women all over South Africa, every province, and it does not matter where you come from. There's a minimal entry fee so that anyone and everyone can be included and take part in this pageant.
I had a very big accident and my life changed, and I picked up weight. I'm curvy now, and there's a thing about beauty is only for beautiful, slim women. But my thing is, when you walk into a room and there's beautiful women, they're so far that you feel you can't reach them. That anybody that's got a dream, that wants to show people they can do something, they can come here, they can be themselves.
I lost everything in 2020, and after that, I had to start over and find myself, find confidence in myself, know that I'm worthy, because after the marriage and everything, you lose a lot about you.
After my father had passed away, I knew I would never have that love again in my life, and so I became that light to others. Through this platform, I get to show the work I do, not because I want recognition for it, not because I want to be known for it, but because I want to inspire others to do the same.
And then it was time to show off their femininity, adorned in fabulosity that served the cause.
Well, my role is to create beautiful garments. You know, as a designer, that is what you're born with, that is in your DNA. We're so privileged to be part of, you know, pageants where people really like to dress up and they want to go out and they want to have the drama and the feathers and everything, you know. The outfits that we had on the ramp was quite a variety, from your funky feather short skirt, tea-length garments or skirts for a high tea, and then we went into more evening wear with lots of glitz and glam, a lot of sequins, sleeves, feathers. That's really for pageants. And then we had a few wedding dresses as well for those who want to relive their moment. It's like putting on a new pair of shoes as well. When you feel good, if you dress the part, then you feel the part.
As a woman, once you put yourself in the garment, you feel like a queen. And I always believe that besides the crown, every woman deserves to have the feeling of a queen. And that's what happened today. When each finalist walked in, you could see that they're radiating. Yes, the end goal is the crown, but ultimately you have to first feel like the queen that you are, even before you obtain the crown. So it was a beautiful show, I must say.
There are no limitations to your body type. You know, it's encouraging to every woman to be here and to feel empowered. But most importantly, I'm doing it for the young girls in school, because my initiative is to, you know, have power for all women and know that from all aspects of life, whether you're from the rural areas or not, you can always make it.
How I could see how she was growing as a woman is how she influenced other women in this perspective of empowering them in order for them to create a better woman as they are. And being a leader as she is, she actually grown and actually supported these women, young women, old women, doesn't matter, and she actually gained their respect by doing that as well.
Leaders also need upliftment. Leaders need also a room to grow, and this pageant, it is one of them. Woo! Clothing, it's confidence. You know, if you wear classy and something and you feel good in it, honey, you are up to rock the world, and this is what has done for me.
Mission accomplished. Wives, mothers, and women from all walks of life holistically beautified. We wish them all the best on their courageous journey towards self-awareness and empowerment. Look good, feel fabulous.
That's all we had for you, Trendy Traveler. See you again next week, same time, same place. Toodles.